Hi, I'm Nick. And this is my literacy narrative. In order to make sense of this assignment, I think it's important for us to understand what literacy actually is. The mastery of any language involves 4 different skills: listening and speaking, reading and writing. The first definition of literacy is the ability to read and write. Many people will use this assignment to remember, or imagine, sitting on daddy's lap reading together, or maybe of tracing letters on wide-lined paper with big fat pencils. I don't want to tell another story like that, and you probably don't want to listen to it either. Imagine having really strong literacy skills, then having them taken away from you and having to work really hard to regain them. That's the story I want to tell. And that brings us to the second definition of literacy: to be proficient with something. About 4.5 years ago, I was very sick with a brain infection called PML. PML stands for Progressive Multifocal Leukoencephalopathy, but everyone just uses its initials. Nerves are coated with myelin. It's like the insulation around wires, and it has pretty much the same function. Diseases like PML, or something else you might have heard more about, MS, damage the myelin around nerves. Without the myelin around them, nerves send signals a lot slower. They also can short-circuit, just like damaged electrical wires. PML affects the cerebellum, the part of the brain that manages its connection with the rest of the body. This affects balance, coordination, and some motor skills like speaking and writing. Myelin damage makes nerve impulses travel more slowly. This is called slow cognitive processing. It causes a person to read more slowly, and makes conversation difficult. I'm very fortunate. Most victims of PML have much worse long-term effects than I do. And over time, I've learned a lot of ways to overcome obstacles. Losing literacy skills in the first sense, the ability to read and write, means that to be productive again, a person has to gain literacy in the second sense, proficiency. I found a lot of challenges with this assignment, even though it was deliberately chosen to be simpler for most people. Things you might not even think of. I have trouble controlling my facial expressions, my eyes are misaligned, and lots of other things, that make me think that a video would be distracting. An audio-only podcast was suggested as an alternative. But I don't believe audio provides enough media richness to keep people's interest, and I have trouble enunciating anyway. Animation and text-to-speech technology gave me a great solution. In putting this video together, I became proficient at using this technology. And that's the second kind of literacy exactly. So being literate means 2 things: being able to read and write, and more generally, being proficient at something. I've learned a lot through this project. I hope you have too. Follow the links in the description to learn even more. Thanks for watching.